यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kund Bihari Radha Kund Bihari Radhe. Jaya Gandharvika Giridhari Gandharvika Giridhari Gaura Hari. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadra Mahi Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anantade Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anantade Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anantade. Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो देवी सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। So we are reading from very beginning, Canto 1, which is creation, chapter number 2, divinity and divine service, श्लोक number 13. अतः पुंभिर्द्विजश्रेष्ठ varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Just so like our what is his name? Sarvam Prabhu. His Grace Sarvam Prabhuji. So we'll discuss from. So what is ataha? So thus ataha tasmad. So therefore pumbihi human beings. Okay, I think we can put that. Dvijasreshta. Dvijasreshta, so best among the twice born. So Dvija is a twice born. Dvijasreshta, best among the twice born. Varna ashrama, that we all know, the institution of 4 castes and 4 orders. Vibhagasha, division. Swanustistasya, सिकंदरवी का गिरिधारी की इच्छा है, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. स्व अनुशिष्टस्य, by one's own prescribed duties. Dharmasya, occupational. Samsiddhir, siddhi means perfection. Samsiddhir means Prabhupada translates as the highest perfection. Hari, the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. Toshanam, pleasing. So without reading translation now, what could be the translation? Can you just frame that? Ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir hari toshanam.
Following the varnashrama dharma, so one can assume by varnashrama dharma recommended in which are prescribed duties, by performing that will attain the highest perfection. That is God, that is rising the Lord.
Okay, very good, very close.
By the performance of the occupational duty, one should try to please Lord.
Yes. So, and that is the highest perfection. So, Varnashrama, just by following Varnashrama, if there is no Haritoshanam, then it's nothing but a Srama Evahi Kevalam. Okay, so translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Very close that. Oh, best among the twice born, you may follow. Oh, best among the twice born. It is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to caste divisions and orders of life is to please the personality of Godhead. So that is the whole intention, the purpose is to Hari Toshanam. Purport, I'll just read that. Human society all over the world is divided into 4 castes and 4 orders of life. The 4 castes are the intelligent caste, the martial caste, the productive caste, the laborer caste, and these castes are classified in terms of one's own work and qualification and not by birth. Then again, there are 4 orders of life, namely the student life, the householder's life, the retired life, and the devotional life. In the best interest of the human society, there must be such division of life. Otherwise, no social institute can grow in a healthy state. So Prabhupada giving the purpose why there should be division. And in each and every one of the above mentioned division of life, the aim must be to please the supreme authority of the personality of Godhead. This institutional function of the human society is known as the system of Varna and Ashram Dharma, which is quite natural for the civilized life. Natural for the civilized life. If there is no division according to that, or if you are not civilized, this natural division may appear as unnatural because we are not civilized. The Varnashrama institution is constructed to enable one to realize the absolute truth. It is not for the artificial domination of one division or another, like somebody maybe some caste or some Varna may be dominating over another. Prabhupada said that's not the purpose of that. When the aim of life, that is the realization of the absolute truth, is missed by too much attachment for Indriya Priti or sense gratification, as already discussed here in before, the institution of Varnashrama is utilized by selfish men to pose an artificial predominance over the weaker section. In the Kali Yuga or the age of quarrel, this artificial predominance is already current, but the saner section of the people know it well that the divisions of the caste and the orders of life are meant for smoother social intercourse and high thinking self-realization and not for any other purpose. Here in the statement of Bhagavatam is that the highest aim of life or the highest perfection of the institution of the Varnashrama Dharma is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. And this is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Enam Tasmai Shri Gurue Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalitan Shri Vishakhan Vitancham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कुंकरोति वाचालं प्रथम लंघयते गिरियत् कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं कारणम् Hare Krishna, welcome to our Sunday morning. So we are reading from Canto 1, chapter number 2, Divinity and Divine Service, and shloka number 13. Ataha pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasya swanustistasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. So the translation is, O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to the caste division and the orders of life is to please the personality of Godhead. So, just quick context of this shloka. In the first chapter, which is the questions by the sages. So, how many questions were asked by the sages? 6 questions. What are those questions? The very first question was asked by the sages is, what is the ultimate and absolute good for the society and individual as well. The second question was asked that what is the essence of all the scripture. In the age of Kali, we need all shortcut, right? Very crash course. So what is the essence of all the things? We do not have time. We are so busy with WhatsApp. We are busy with what else? Instagram, so busy, it keeps us busy. So give us some essence of that. Then the third question, sages had asked, that's the fourth one. The says, why did Lord take birth from the womb of Mother Devaki? And the fourth question, can you please explain us the pastimes, particularly of the Purusha avatar, right? And the fifth question that was asked by sages, that please explain about the Leela avatar also. And the last but not the least, 1.19, the 19th. So now whom all this religious principle will take shelter after our dear Lord Krishna has gone to his abode. So these are the 6 questions that the sages had asked. And immediately Sutta Goswami started answering the first and the second question. Immediately he answered. What was the shloka? Very famous shloka, 1.2.6. And what was that shloka? Savai pumsa paro dharma yathor bhakte adoksaje ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasiddha. And what is 1.27? So these two shloka answer the first question. What is the essence? First and 2 questions. What is the essence and what is the ultimate good for all the living entities? So what is the ultimate good for all living entities? What is the ultimate good for all living entities? Savai pumsa paro dharma yathor bhakti adoksaja. To engage into the devotional service unto the adokshaja, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the material senses, adokshaja. And then what is 1.2.7? Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janahetu Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahitukam. So that is the first and second question answer. Now Sutta Goswami continues to glories of Bhakti. So and in that context, he also comes to this shloka about what is the ultimate goal of Varna and Ashrama. And so that this shloka comes into the context of glorifying Bhakti, and then he comes to the what is the purpose of Varna and Ashrama. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked, what is the most important shloka? Of course, in different contexts, Prabhupada would give the different answer. But at one context, Prabhupada gave the answer that the most important shloka is 1.2.13, which is nothing but that which we are actually discussing today, which is nothing but Ataha Pumbir Dvijasreshta Varnashrama Vibhagasya Swanusistasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So result of our activities, if you see the essence of all this shloka is that all these activities that one is engaging, the whole purpose of activities is only to please Hari Toshanam. And if Krishna is not pleased, if Krishna is pleased, everything is actually satisfied. What is the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam which actually talks that if you please Krishna, everything else is pleased, or if you water the root, everything is nourished. So when we water the root, everything get nourished. You don't have to specifically water the branch or twig or the flower or fruit, everything. So similarly, if we if we water, if we engage in the devotional service of Lord Sri Krishna, automatically everything will be pleased. And in pastimes of from Mahabharata, where there was a challenges and some evil-minded people always wanted to keep devotees into challenging situation, and they were thinking, how can I put all these Pandavas in difficult situation? What was the pastimes? Akshay Patra. So where Lord Krishna, Draupadi has taken a meal, and then Duryodhana sends Durvasa Muni and his all 50,000 disciples there, and you go and ask the food. If you are pleased with me, can you help me? That you go and ask the food. He knows that now they have taken a food, now they will not have opportunity to that. And once they are not able to serve Durvasa Rishi, then Durvasa Rishi will get angered, and then what will happen at the result, they will be receiving the curse, not the benediction. So you can see that how the evil minded people are always thinking to give difficulties to other people. But the saintly people, how do they think? They think that the para dukkha is the actually so dukkha. So when they think that, when they see the other living entities are in difficult situation, they feel very distressed. Whereas the living entities, especially in Kali Yuga, para dukkha sukhi. So when we see other difficult, with the other living entities are in difficult situation, Krishna, please give more difficulties. So that is the situation. Now, the contrary to that, if we are not pleasing Krishna, then dharma swanustistas chapumsam vishwakshayana katasuya notpad ediratim no otpad ediratim srama eva hi kevalam. So just few slokas back, Sutta Goswami already told. So if we have to give some definition, we have to give definition in both the way. What is not a devotional service, or what is not a varnashrama, and then what is a varnashrama. So in 1.2.8, Sutta Goswami is already answering that, or telling that what is not varnashrama. The occupational activities a man performs according to his own position are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction to the Vishwakshena. If we are not, when we are doing the activities, and if we are not getting or attached, or we are not developing the attachment for Vasudeva or Vishwakshena, then all these activities nothing but srama eva hi kevalam. Prabhupada said that useless labor. And in today's shloka, Prabhupada, Sutta Goswami saying that if we perform the activities, the whole purpose is only for the pleasure of Haritoshana. So we'll spend some more time about Varna and Ashrama. So what is Varna and Ashrama? Prabhupada has given a very beautiful, at least few points, 6 or 7 points, very beautiful points, which typically we are asked. Once I was in US, and a person from India. So generally people have no problem for Varnasrama except Indian people. And that too, when you go out of India, oh, in Indian people you are so useless because you have divided the society based on the caste and Varna and Ashrama. If India did not have the division, probably India would have been much better position. These are the typical question that people ask. You would have also observed, right? You would have also experienced. Did you experience? People ask that question, why this caste division? Of course, today's caste division is the perverted reflection of the original Varna and Ashrama, which Lord Krishna has actually initiated. So, but typically people would ask that question, this caste system is the curse to the Indian society. Have you heard that? No, this is that is a curse to the... So, in which shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada quote that, where the last sentence of the purport, where he says that this Varna and Ashrama is not created by any ordinary or some king in India or some person or somebody. No, it has been created by Krishna. And what is that shloka? Chatur Varnam Maya Srishta Guna Karma Vibhagasya Tasya Kartaram Apimam Vidya Kartaram Avyam. According to the three modes of Prabhupada, right, very beautiful translates, according to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four division of the human societies are created by me. And that's the Lord Krishna is saying, Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasya. So if you see, the whole society was divided based on Guna and Karma. So, and that's why Prabhupada says that according to the 4 or 3 gunas, that the society has been divided into the 4 divisions. So why divisions of the society? Why we need a division of the society? Prabhupada writes here actually, purport. Why do we, first of all, do we need a division of the society? How many of you think that yes, we need a division of the society? You also raise the hand? Okay. Is there anyone who says that we do not need the division of the society? Okay. So why do you think that we need a division of the society?
Because if society is not divided, so it is very problematic because the nature is different. Quarrel might happen because Shudra's nature is something different and Kshatriya's nature is something different. So quarrel, everything is not.
Have you ever seen, very good, thank you. Have you ever seen 2 individual entity exactly like each other? What about 2 living? Even twins are not equal. What I mean, you can want to talk about the other things. So every individual is actually different, coming because of his own conditioning, because of his own karma, because of his own guna that he is in. So naturally, the living entities are different. So we cannot have one rule for all. One size does not fit for all, right? So like this, even the thinkers throughout the history, from Plato to the modern thing, that what is the ideal way of the division of the human society? So the first thing that we agree that there must be division of the society. Any other thought why we should have a division of the society? Yes, bro.
If someone is doing same thing, like if everyone is doing, you will do all these things.
Yes, that is true. If everybody becomes doctor, then what about engineer? If everybody becomes engineer and doctor, who will drive the cab? Who will drive the bus? KSRTC, BMTC? Who will fly the plane? So we cannot have one person, all person doing the same activity, right? So there must be division. Anything else?
So generally, same-minded people when they stay together, they be peaceful and they be united.
Very nice. It's like the birds of the same feather fly together. So when the people of the same minded coming together early morning Sunday, not early morning, but morning Sunday, 7:30, and something discussing about Harikatha, why not everybody? Because it's like-minded people. And when we are actually studying together, discussing with the like-minded people, you will actually make a progress. Okay? And it's very happy for individual as well. And that's why Prabhupada always gives the example of Lions Club, this club, Lioness Club. Why this club? Business club. So that the people of the equal, like-minded come together so that they help each other, and then you form a society and then you make a progress together. This is all natural inclination. But what is the other feature that the Lord Krishna wanted actually to give all of us by having the division? Distribute the responsibilities. Okay.
So he divided the Varna and Ashram because everyone has different understanding and they can take the spirituality in different way. For the Sudra, the spirituality may be by some other way, but for the Brahmana, it can be given in the direct. So that's why he divided so that they can take the spirituality on their level.
So today's shloka is the spiritual foundation. So all this Varna and Ashrama is not only on the material division, but it is based on the spiritual foundation. And that spiritual foundation is to please Krishna. In whatever capacity that you are, it may be Shudra, but the purpose is to please Krishna. In whatever capacity, I may not be on that level where I can actually serve. But Varnashrama gives opportunity for each and every individual to practice Krishna consciousness in his own capacity. And what are the other things, or what is not Varnashrama Vibhaga? What is not Varna and Ashrama division? What is not it meant for? Dominance of Srila Prabhupada, right? That it is not the dominance of one society over the other society, which will come, and which was the root cause of the chaos in our Bharat Varsha. And this was the domination of the one society over the other society. And not to restrict anyone. Oh, you are this, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. No. According to the natural tendencies that one has, because naturally one has some natural inclination, right? Natural inclination and choices that one makes, so that he can actually take what he likes and what he does not like. And obviously, Varna and Ashrama is not about division or classification of society based on birth. The caste is actually based on birth. So by default, it is not on. And thanks to Srila Prabhupada and all our Acharya, I think in our society that is not much prominent. Of course, there are some places where it still appears that only the Brahmanas, those who are born, they are. But thanks to Srila Prabhupada, now we don't have that such division. Only those who are born in Brahmanas can that, but not. So the caste and the Varna and Ashrama is not based on the birth. That is the fundamental understanding that Lord Sri Krishna gives. So what are the four Varnas? Brahmanas, which is a priest and teachers, Kshatriyas, then Vaishya and Shudra, and Ashramas, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanprastha, which is retired, and Sannyasa, renounced, or Prabhupada said the devotion. So, Varna means color, right? Varna, what Varna that is that? Shweta Varna or the Shama Varna. Varna means color or disposition of one's consciousness. And so that this Varna directs one according to that everyone's consciousness, that one can work together according to the need of the society. Why the division of the Varna? Why the division of the Varna? Because according to the one's consciousness, everyone work together according to the needs of the society. As Prabhu said that if everybody becomes that, who will actually do other activities? There were earlier so many people. There was a carpenter, there was who can actually build that, there was a farmer. So there are different things. So according to the need of the society, this Varna was actually divided. What about Ashrama? The purpose of the Ashrama is to person could fulfill all of one's basic desire. Which desire? Basic desire, as well as accomplish the spiritual goal, which is the foundation of all this ashrama. So according to the one's natural tendency, the happiness to the individual society differs. And that is where this Varna and Ashrama direct everyone to work together according to the needs of the society. This is very important. So that is why this whole Varna and Ashrama was, which you see that the harmony within the different Varna and Ashrama was very, very wonderful, because the purpose was that what is the need of the society and what is the contribution from me that I can do for this society. So, does this Varna and Ashrama exist only in India? Human society, but you see, caste system is only in India. We do not see anywhere else. Everywhere it is there. Why it is everywhere? It is created by Lord Krishna. It's very natural. It is created by Lord Krishna and exists naturally everywhere, because people have different tendencies and what they want to do. So it must have the society and different divisions. But the name may not be the may not be the different varnas. What are the different varnas we saw? We may not have the four names that Lord Krishna has given. It may have a different names, but there must be division of the society. Can you give what could be some other names? Even take the even Kali Yuga context. Yes, bro.
Brahmana is called teacher.
Teacher. Okay. So we have a teacher, right? In the society, the teacher are there. Okay. Administrative, right? So there are people who are administrators. So they may call as IS officers or different names if you go to different places. So there must be administrator who are expert in that. They have those skills, competencies. They can administer the society so that the society actually progress. Yes, so there are teacher, there are administrators. Oh, entrepreneurship today is everybody wanted to be entrepreneur. How can I increase my money from 1 to 2, 2 to 10, 10 to 100, right? Entrepreneurship, business class is always there. And then laborers, those who work for others. We having the tag and going from 9 to 6 and working for a different employer, including the individual here sitting. All are? Don't hesitate. We all are Shudras. We all are Shudras. But But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have an opportunity. Srila Prabhupada was asked, Swamiji, are you perfect? Swami said, I am not perfect, but I am sure and I know that I am following the perfect person, and that is why I am a perfect. Though we are Shudra by birth, but actually we follow the perfect person, and we have given an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness. So this Varna and Ashrama exist always in either some form or other form. There is no way that you can have a society equal opportunities. People talk about the equal opportunities. They may have equal opportunities, but they will not be working with their natural tendencies. And of course, we have seen that it is not meant to divide the people, but it means to bring the people together with the common goal. How can we have people work together when there is a common goal? And what is the common goal? Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. And Prabhu said something that what happened if we have some natural inclination? For example, somebody has an inclination to become a teacher, and he become a teacher, what would happen? He will be happy. He will excel in his work. Right? You see those person, and they will be putting their whole heart, and they will actually doing to the excel to the above expectation. Right? In our appraisal, they will be doing the above expectations. But if somebody is administrator by nature, and if you put him as a teacher, what would happen? Frustrated, and the student under him will get also frustrated. By nature, he is not a teacher. He is actually become to be Kshatriya, and you have given him opportunity to work as a teacher. That will not work. So this is the very wonderful, and that's why there are very few shlokas, or at least there are two shlokas which are repeated 2 times in Bhagavad Gita, and one of the shlokas that is repeated by Bhagavad Gita. What is that shloka? And there is another shloka. This is 9.34, 18.65. That's one shloka comes. One should be doing your own work. And if you do take somebody's work, it will be frustrating to you. So that is where everyone should be and would be naturally satisfied if you do work for the Lord's pleasure. And the Vedic culture was for the well-being and the spiritual advancement. That is where we are coming again and again, the spiritual foundation of this Varna and Ashrama. So for example, so one may say that this Varna and Ashrama may not be actually good for the people. But you take an example, currency example. Now why did government bring the currency in the society? Why we have currency in the society? Sorry? But barter system is not there, where we go and give the grains and take something. So say for example, now let's take in the current context. So you have money so that you can exchange for some commodity that you would like to have. Now somebody may take that currency and counterfeit that currency. Now is the currency bad or currency good? The counterfeit currency is definitely wrong, but the purpose of the government was not to develop or not to create the counterfeit. Counterfeit means fake currency. The fake currency. So now the currency, now there are some people who are taking that currency and making duplicate or fake currency and distributing in the society for the crime, smuggling and so many other things. So the currency in itself is not bad, but the intention with which actually doing. So similarly, Varna and Ashrama is not bad. In fact, it is meant for the well-being of the society and upliftment of every individual society according to the one's nature. But if you try to use in a perverted reflection, then you will be doing like the counterfeit currency, the fake currencies. So the similarly division is no problem unless and until it is used as per the direction of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So we can see what are the different forms of this Varna and Ashrama today, including the original Varna and Ashrama. What are the different Varna and Ashrama that we see? Or name, let's say names. What are the different names that we see? Examples. Yeah. Sorry? Any? One example, like the original Varnasrama is Daivi Varnasrama. Now, what is the different Varnasrama today, in India especially? Materialistic Varnasrama, and there is something called as a spontaneous Varnasrama. So these are the different Varnasrama, which are in a different name, different sin. So now what is the, so these are different perverted Varnasrama. The original Varnasrama was meant for the uplift of the society. Now, how it is different in India today? Materialistic Varnasrama, there is a division of the society. But what is missing? What is missing? Pleasure of Hari. That is not there, Haritoshanam. And not only that is absent there, there is another thing is also there. The division of the society based on birth, which was not the original Varnasrama, Daivi Varnasrama. So this is the perverted Varnasrama or materialistic Varnasrama, where they follow exactly what was Varnasrama given, but not according to the guna and karma, but by birth. Or according to the parentage, or according to the certain rituals that one performs, rather than having character or having given a training. And this is called as the perversion or the perverted of the original Varnasrama system, which is typically very prominent in India. And what is the spontaneous Varnasrama? You can give any other name. Let's say spontaneous Varnasrama. Where is it present? Everywhere outside India especially, or anywhere, if you go, that this is present. The name may not be, or the division of the society may not be exactly according to the what is given by Lord Krishna, but there is a division of the society. But what is the difference between the division society in India and the spontaneous division?
Spontaneous division may be based on like guna, like what they are.
May not be guna and karma. If you are guna and karma, then it could be a different society. By classes or by that, okay. What is missing in that spontaneous? Haritoshanam. And the connection to the Supreme Lord and promote to the spiritual progress. That is missing. You will see many people saying that if you all of you young devotees, when you go outside and preach Krishna consciousness, they said, why you have to do? I'm a nice person. I'm going to my office 9 to 6 o'clock and doing my work very honestly, in bracket question mark. Everybody claims that I do my work very honestly. And right? If you ask, they will say that I do my work very honestly. I'm very honest. I does not think of anybody evil way. And we have to really take from him what are the clue and how he does that. And I take care of my family. Why should I chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Have you come across such situation? What should be our answer to that? What should be our answer to that question?
These things will be normally done by animals also, not different.
It should be done by?
These things, the taking care of family is also done by animals.
Ahara Nidra Vayamaitunch. Okay. That's one answer, but that will be, you. So you mean that I am animal, huh? And you are only the human beings, huh? So then there will be big gap, and then there will be fight between you and the other person.
What is the goal behind this activity?
Exactly. And what is the goal? What is the evidence? What is the evidence you can give? What evidence we can give to him? Exactly. 1.2.13. This division of the society is not just to become pramanik or honest or something, doing the activity very honestly, 9 to 6, earning money and taking care of family. That is not even Varna and Ashrama. If you are in Varna and Ashrama, the purpose of the Varna and Ashrama is some Siddhir Haritoshanam. If there is no Haritoshanam, this is not Varna and Ashrama, lower than Varna and Ashrama. For example, if you are going from here to going to the outside, and there is first signal comes, and then Charu Prabhu comes, and if there is a signal, the Charu Prabhu takes left because the left signal there. The next signal, Charu Prabhu says there is straight, he takes a straight. And Charu Prabhu says, or anybody says, oh, I am following all the rules and regulations very pakka. And Prabhu comes and asks Prabhu, where are you going? What is your goal? No, Don't ask me. I'm very pakka. I'm very honest, following all the rules and regulation. This is the typical mentality of this society today. I'm very honest, in bracket question mark though, but they claim that I'm honest. Why should I practice Krishna consciousness? Because the division of the society, the purpose of the society is actually mainly for the Haritoshanam. Any example in Srimad Bhagavatam past times where the division of the society is not based on birth but is based on one's natural inclinations or tendencies? Fifth canto, Rishabh Dev. How many sons Rishabh Dev had? 100 sons. And how they were actually divided among themselves? 9 Navayogendras. Wonderful. Okay, there were 10 were Kshatriyas, and among the 10 Kshatriyas, the eldest was Bharat Maharaj, and the remaining 10 plus 9, 19, 100 minus 90, 81. So the 81 were qualified Brahmanas. So we can see that Srimad Bhagavatam just doesn't give the theoretical understanding of that. It gives a live example. Today we want some case study. We want some example. Here is the example. The division of the society is not based on the birth, but it is based on the one's natural inclination. So the Brahmanas, so we'll see quickly some characteristics of Brahmana. So Brahmanas are the highest ranking of the society. And what are the duties of Brahmanas? There are 6 duties. You would have heard that. Have you heard about the 6 duties of Brahmanas? Very good. Patan, Patan, Ajan, Ajan, Dan and Pratigraha. So what is a Patan and Patan? Learning the scripture and teaching to others. It's very Brahminical qualities. If you are feeling that you want to teach others, that means you have some Brahminical things. And then what are the other things? So they are the family priest, purity of the Brahmanas. This Prabhu has a tendency, so he is a Brahmana. Okay, so we have. And what are the qualities, or what is the qualities of that Brahmanas? In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains that. Chapter number 18, chapter number 18, shloka number 42. Shamo damostapo shaucho kshantir arjavam evacha jnana vidnyam astikam brahma karma swabhavajam. So peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmana work. So these are the natural qualities. What are those? Shama, Dama, Stapa, Shaucha, Shantir, Arjam, Evacha. So these are the natural qualities of the Brahmanas. And Brahmana is typically in the which mode of goodness, mode of material nature? Mode of goodness. What about the Kshatriya? What is a Kshatriya? Kshatriya means it is the second highest status, but not for the dominance. Traditionally, these are the military people or ruling class. Kshat means harm, and Traya means who gives protections. So these are the people who are supposed to give the protection to the society or not to harm the society. So these are the warrior class administration of the societies. And so what are the qualities of this Kshatriya? Which gunas he is? Passion. What are the qualities? 18.43. The previous shloka was 18.42. This was 43. Those are Shauryam, Tejo, Dhrutim, Daksham, Yuddha, Chapal, Apalayanam, Danam, Ishwaram, Bhavascha, Kshatram, Karma, Swabhavajam, which is heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of the work for Kshatriya. And today, those who are ruling and administrator, none of these qualities are unfortunately present there. And that is where the degradation of the society. And the next is Kshuddha Vaishya. The third quality, which is the Vaishyas, those are kind of mercantile society. Which gunas are they in? Passion and ignorance. So their call it their duties are Krushi Go Raksha Vanijam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Lord Krishna gives only one line for this Vaishyas. So those are farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for these Vaishyas. What about Shudras? They have no talent, no talent from the perspective of the spiritual thing. They may be very talented in Python, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, generative intelligence, and all those things, but they have no intelligence from the spiritual perspective. Their only duty is to serve, assist other three. And so they go to the office 9 to 6, they work there, at the end of month they get the pay. So if we are getting salary, what is there? That means paricharyatma karmam shruddha shudra asyapi swabhavajam. So their duty is that their labor and service to other. So these are the qualities that is given by Lord Sri Krishna about the four varnas. And then there is a brahmacharya, which is the celibate student life, which we will go directly to the now. There are some questions which this caste system is exploitive. We should go away from it. We'll just discuss. We already discussed some of the points, but some of the points let's hear from each one of you or few of you, that this caste system is exploitive and one should go away from it. That is the typical word that you will hear from outside. How should we answer to that?
Like this caste system is not exploited, but it has to be executed properly.
It has to be executed properly. Okay.
Like if there are fake doctors or false doctors, like we don't just reject the medical services. We go to the right doctors. So similarly, the correct
Quack.
the right
That's called quack. So if you go to the some fake doctor and then take that. So if there are fake doctor, doesn't mean that we can reject the whole system. Very good point. Nice. One round of applause to throw. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. What are the other things?
People don't know what is the division based on Guna and Karma. They just know that it is based on birth, so they continue.
People do not know what is the natural division of the society, because that in what happened, if you tell lie for some period of time, louder and longer enough, that lie become a truth, and that become the people start following that, and that becomes the once the people start following that become the culture, and the culture habit culture, and that become the nature. So finally it becomes the division of the society is based only on by birth. So what happened when we actually come in contact with the devotees or association of the devotees, the first thing that will happen, this all kinds of whatever that our belief system is, that belief system will actually get shattered. Just like when Hanumanji was entering in Lanka, and that Lankini was actually protecting Lanka, and then when Hanumanji actually gave her one punch, then she came to the senses. So her belief system was that one should serve master. One should serve master. That is right. But what master we should be serving, that she did not have the idea. Her idea was that one should serve the master, and that master is Ravan. But Hanumanji said that our master is not Ravan, but our master is our dear Lord Prabhu Ramchandraji. So this is what happened when we come in contact with association. How many of you idea that actually the division of the society is based on the guna and karma before coming to the Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita and reading that? How many of us have that idea? We did not have that idea. So that is why devotee association is such an important. The first thing that it will remove all kind of the belief system that we have, which we acquired over the period of time, which we think that this is everybody is following. What is the wrong there? But how did we start following? Because that the lie was told for longer time and very loud enough, it became a truth. Okay, very good. What is the other thing? Yes, bro.
Even if we try to remove it, like it is not possible.
It is not possible. It's a natural division of the society. If you go to the any office, there are HR people, there are admin people are there, there are think tank is there, and there are people like her who are actually developer and all those things. So naturally, there is a division of the society. If you take any organization, there is a definitely division of the society. The name, the shape, the form may be different, but there must be division of the society. And of course, all these things are not for the sense gratification or not for the dominance of that, and which is the root cause of all those things. So this whole purpose of all this division is for the inquiry about the absolute truth, but not for the dominance of the one society over the other society. And how was during the Lord's time, when the Lord was actually present, how it was there during the Lord Sri Krishna's time, this society? Can you imagine, go back 5,000 years back, and what could be the society when Lord Krishna was personally present?
Like according to division.
Very simple. First, the division was according to the guna and karma. Second thing, the whole society were very happy, naturally satisfied, because you are actually doing the work which you are things. Today, if you see that everybody is put into the channel or machine where you are either become doctor or engineer, whether you have that tendency, whether you have capacity or no, that is not tested and proven. You just put the machine from 8, whatever the first standard, second standard, and at the end of 12th standard, you will be qualified and will entering to the things. And naturally, such people may not have that tendency. And when you are you do not have the natural tendency, you will not be happy there. So when the society was actually divided according to the guna and karma, the society was happy, satisfied, which is very important aspect of the society. The society was harmonious, meaning
Everyone was living together.
everybody was living together with the one purpose, to please Haritoshanam. And when that society is actually together, then there is no chaos and everybody is happy. So it's helping there. There is a cooperation. And opposite to the cooperation, there is a discord and disharmony when they are actually not working towards that. And not only that, there during the Lord's time, that everything was flourishing very naturally. There were nothing called like scarcity of water. Come to the Bangalore and then come to the summer that we do not have a drop of water. One devotee called on the Ekadasi, last Ekadasi, Prabhu, today is Ekadasi night, we do not have water. What to do? Now we cannot even take bath on Ekadasi. That is the scarcity of water. So why there is a scarcity? No yajna is performed, and the people are not spiritually minded. Everything is on sinful and sense gratification, and Mother Earth actually get overburdened, and because of not the number of people, but because of the sinful tendency and sinful action, and Mother actually withdraws all the flourishing things. Any example of Srimad Bhagavatam where Mother Earth actually withdrew all those resources, but then the subsequent king came and then he started performing all the yajnas, and the Mother Earth actually again started giving, everything was flourished very wonderfully. King Vena and Prithu Maharaj. During Lord's time, it was gold everywhere. Today, the women were actually wearing the gold bangles, gold, and everything was gold. Today, everything is plastic. And the plastic today you purchase for X, tomorrow it has 0.1% of that value. Or nobody even take that. There is no resale value. But if you take gold today, after 10 years, it will have a different value, the gold. In fact, I heard that when Lord Krishna wanted to, Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to perform the Rajasuya Yajna, he asked Dhananjaya. Who is Dhananjaya? Arjun, to go and collect Dhana. That's why he was called as Dhananjaya. And you know what he did? He used to go to the people's house and they will actually take the food, prasadam, in a gold plate, and after that is then the gold plate were put in a dustbin and Dhananjaya will go and collect that. Means we can see how India was actually flourishing with gold. It's very, not only that, as far as the science is concerned, India was actually very topmost in the science. It's not only about the spiritual progress, materially also India was topmost. Any example that come to your mind? Ayurveda. People do not know how to do surgery, but Ayurveda is talking about all those things. Ayurveda, one example. Any other example that you have?
Mathematicians,
Mathematicians, Vayu Shastra,
astrology.
astrology, astronomy. Everything was there in perfect India. If you go to the Halepi and that temples, if you see the construction of that temple, our mind will be actually bewildered. How did actually, there was no center lathe machine. How did actually did they this stone and doing all this carving? Where is this technology coming from? So the knowledge was already present there. In fact, this Hitler, it is said that how did he become successful? Because he took a shelter of Dhanurveda, and their mathematics science come from there, Ayurveda come from India. So if the society is based on the spirituality, the spiritual and the material progress will go hand in hand. So there is no separate need that one has to progress materially. But if the whole purpose or the foundation is actually taken care, which is the Haritoshanam, the Mother Earth is actually satisfied, and when Mother Earth is satisfied, all the resources are given in abundance. There is no scarcity of money, there is no scarcity of water, there is no scarcity of food. Today, if we are away from the Haritoshanam, we may get the computer chips, but we will not get the potato chips. We may have all this advancement in material science, but the fundamental is the spiritual science will be missing. And if spiritual science is missing, operation successful, patient dead. That will be the situation of the society. So we can see that how this society, when it is followed according to the Varna and Asrama, that not only we are satisfied, but is actually flourishing spiritually as well as materially. Mother Earth gives enough resources, but how? When we actually start practicing Haritoshanam. Now, where did it start deviating? Where did we start deviating? And we recently studied Bhakti Vaibhav, and we studied that. Where did actually this society started deviating? Brahmana. And any example of that, Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes in the purport that it started deviating from the Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi. And Prabhupada says that this is the beginning of the deviation or collapse of the Varna and Ashrama. Here also Prabhupada says that this Varnasrama is not for the exploitation of that, but because Brahmana started degrading, which is the think tank of the society, which is to direct the people. If Brahmana is not there, how will the people know what to do, how to do? Earlier, when the Kshatriyas were there, they had a guidance coming from the Brahmanas. When the Brahmanas, if you take away from the Brahmanas, what is that society without that Brahmanas? It's like the head, the body without the head. It has no value. But doesn't mean that we do not need any other part of the society. It's like our body. The Brahmanas are head, the Kshatriyas are arms, Vaishyas are belly, and Shudras are. So when all these parts, the limbs of the body work together, there is a harmony in the society, this harmony in the body. So similarly, we cannot take away Brahmanas, or we cannot take away, so all these are needed, as all of you said that this is a natural division of the society. And when they started deviating from there, Brahmana started deviating, and then there is no then there is no Haritoshanam, and everything started collapsing. And Prabhupada actually gives an example of the extent of this deviation. If the Shudra actually walk on the road, he has to announce, I am a Shudra coming on the road, please Brahmanas be aware from, or something, close your door. Prabhupada used to give that example, that such kind of extent of that way, that as soon as you just see that Kshatriya, that you have to take bath, and you are actually, or even somebody Kshatriya put water on you, you become actually get contaminated. Such kind of extent of dominance because of the deviation it happened over the period of time. And not only that, and that actually exploitation taken a benefit by the people outside. And Prabhupada writes that was tapped by the Muslims. And when the Muslims came, they saw these Hindu societies, or the Sanatana Dharma, or the Sanatana people is completely divided. Then what you do? Divide and rule. And so they started doing that. If you are a Hindu, you have to give extra tax. And if you are any other things, you don't have to give. Now, you imagine there are people, Shudra. So now Brahmanas are not giving them opportunity to practice Varna and Ashrama, and these Muslim people, they are levying extra tax. What should they do? Better I convert to Muslims so that I do not have to pay the tax. And Prabhupada says that thousands and thousands of people got converted just because of these things. So there are many you can see that the consequences of this, when we start deviating from Varna and Ashrama, just one exploitation given here by Muslims, and there are many other things. And it continued. Even today, people continuing that, and the height of that, even today's society, somebody burns Ramcharitmanas, nothing happens, but you just say anything about something else, the whole chaos in the society. Because we are not united. If somebody talks about Bhagavad Gita, somebody talks about nothing happens, but you talk something else, there is the whole chaos in the society. So you can see that thousands and thousands of the people were converted. So this caste system is not meant for domination, and especially for all of us. We are practicing Krishna consciousness, and there are different grades, different types of people according to the things. And there are grahasthas are there, and there are brahmacharis, and the grahasthas should not come to the brahmacharis. And they said, oh, these brahmacharis, they are useless. They are not doing any work. They are not very productive. All they know that eating khichdi and sleeping in the room and dancing here and there. No. So that, and they don't even know what it means to be doing the productive work. Because I go to the office, I do the productive work, I earn the money. They are useless people. So I'm just giving example that how can it creep in our society as well. That, and then how these brahmacharis can think, oh, these grahasthas, they are the sense enjoyers. They don't even know how to spell the austerity. And they that's why they are taking this grahastha ashrama. So this can actually keep into that. So what would happen because of these things? Disunity, disharmony, discord, and then we'll forget the purpose of pleasing to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we'll say, oh, the grahasthas are better, brahmacharis are better, and then you fight among yourself, and the whole forget the purpose of pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and forget the purpose of mission of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, forget the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then we fight among ourselves, and it's just matter of time. Prabhupada said that if any danger to our society, it is not from the outside. That is applicable to anything. If there was a threat to the Sanatana Dharma, it is not from the outside. The threat was within. If there is any threat to our society, it is not from the outside, but within. And when we actually start disharmony among ourselves, fighting among ourselves, then it's just matter of time that we will actually come to the division of the society. We have some examples of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dealt during the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had sannyasis, he had grahasthas, and he had also brahmacharis. Any example that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he were accordingly, he was actually dealing with the sannyasis, he was dealing with the grahasthas, he was dealing with the brahmacharis. Any examples of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu having who all are his sannyasi during Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Gadadhar Pandit, 6 Goswamis. They are all sannyasis. Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and grahasthas, Sivananda Sen, Srivas Thakur, Ramananda Rai, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, and brahmachari, Nakula Brahmachari, Govinda Kashishwara. So, you see, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed devotees according to their things and according to the need of the society. So, when Raghunath Das Goswami went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instruct him? And then he said, in the context of today, that you don't get married and don't get entangled into these things. Whereas to Nityananda Mahaprabhu, what did he say? You get married and live in a grahastha ashram. So now how do you understand that how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving instruction, same one instruction to one person and another instruction to another person? What drives that instruction? What drives that instruction? Now, some of you are here today, and then there will be a junction. So you will come to the point where you have to take decision whether to take the Y1 or Y2, Y junction. So then you will have a question that how should we take that? So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually showing by an example that how we should take a decision whether should get this Y1, Y means a junction, Y junction. So Y, the one branch is Y1, another branch is Y2. So what is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's principle? The application can be different, but what was the principle here?
You can see
Sorry?
where a person fits.
Very good. What is the best way according to one's nature and inclination that one can advance in Krishna consciousness? This is the very fundamental things that one should keep in mind. And the second thing is that what is most needed to the society to elevate the society to Krishna consciousness. It is not Nityananda Mahaprabhu was supposed to take these things, but what was needed at that time to elevate the society to the Krishna consciousness. So the acharyas or the devotees who is actually elevated, he may ask one person to get married, and at the same time other person he will ask not to get married. But the intention behind that could be either according to the need of the society or according to the one's inclination or nature where he does fit actually better. And of course, while doing all those things, one cannot, the whole purpose is that one become Krishna consciousness, and one cannot become Krishna consciousness when we are actually having a self-centric. And when we are self-centric, we cannot become a God-centric. And when we are not God-centric, we are not Krishna consciousness. So if we have to become Krishna consciousness, we don't have to become self-centric, rather we have to become God-centric. And how do we know we are God-centric? That means we are actually having the service attitude. And when we have a service attitude, which is the basis for the spiritual advancement. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think we have a few more, till 9 o'clock, right, Prabhu? So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave specific instruction to the Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami to go to the Vrindavan and also write the books and all things. But when the devotee is coming from the Srikanta, which is very closer to Khatwa, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyasa order, at that time Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave devotees 3 different instructions, and he gave Mukunda Sarkar that he gave a different instruction. And what was the instruction given to Mukunda? He said that you earn wealth and raise your family and extend and propagate the Krishna consciousness. So now somebody, if you are out of context, will see that, oh, that means we should go to the office, come to the Bangalore and get to earn material wealth. Then his son, who was his son? Raghunandan. Wonderful boy. And you might know the story past time that one day Mukunda was not there and he asked his son to offer. And then when he came that, oh, where is that? He said, Lord has taken everything. So this Raghunandan, what was the instruction given to Raghunandan? Serve in a temple, serve the deity, because temples are very important aspect. And then Narhari Sarkar, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the instruction that you stay with me and do the should preaching, you engage into the preaching. So you can see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the instruction, no matter what is the form of the service one perform, whether is a householder, which is for the Mukunda Sarkar, whether is a pujari for Raghunandan, whether it is a preacher or sannyasi for Narhari Sarkar, but if it is offered with the devotion, it is equally pleasing to Lord Sri Krishna. Understood the importance? So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the 3 different instructions to the 3 different personality, the underlying principle was that it doesn't matter whether you are whether you are grahastha, whether you are pujari, or you are a sannyasi preaching Krishna consciousness like Narhari Sarkar. But the important aspect is that whatever the service or the activity one is doing, it is offered with devotion and it is equally pleasing Krishna. It is not only the Brahma pujari is better, or it is only sannyasis, or it is only grahastha, does not matter. As long as one is naturally inclined to that and one is offered with the devotion and pleasing for the pleasure of pleasing to Lord Sri Krishna, and is equally pleasing to Krishna. Doesn't matter whether you are doing big service or small service. We know the pastimes from Prabhu Ramchandra's example, the squirrel. So Lord, every part of the, just we have saw that it is the every part of the body is important when they are actually synchronously doing that. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated that where we are together assisting one another to rise above to the bodily platform. Today we are all above, we are actually acting on the bodily platform. But when we come together and help each other to so that we help each other to rise above the bodily platform, and that is where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually shown this example. So the last but not least the point that which I wanted to take is that the whole purpose of these activities that we are doing Varna and Ashrama, the foundation is that Haritoshanam. But there is very important aspect of this Haritoshanam, which Rupa Goswami says that Anya Abhilasita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam Anukullena Krishnanushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. So, is it only to please Krishna is important, or it is a desire to please Krishna which is important? What if only that I am doing activity and Lord is pleasing, isn't good enough?
Anukula, it should be favorable.
Okay, any example of that?
And
Okay.
Chandramush.
Yes, that is example where the demons are fighting. Now Lord getting sometimes that okay, I want to fight, so he come here. So, but now how do we get that with that activity when they are fighting with Krishna? Krishna is getting pleased, but their desire was not to please. So when we are actually, so Rupa Goswami makes it very clear. So our activity is not only for pleasing Krishna, but the intent should be there to please Krishna. If there is no intent, then that is not called as a Uttama Bhakti. The Uttama Bhakti is that one should have intent to please Krishna. When there is intent to please Krishna, automatically that actually comes, and of course it should be for the pleasure of Krishna. Otherwise we may please Krishna, but the intent was not to please Krishna. Like for example, all the demons and Putana, she was not actually came to please Krishna. She came to kill Krishna. But at the end, Krishna was so pleased seeing what is bad into that, what is good into seeing the bad. So Krishna is always seeing what is good into that. And then he has given her position of Dhatri, the mother. So one should offer all our activities for the pleasure of Lord, and all activities to be directed to the pleasure of the Lord with the intent to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, of course, we can extend some more time about Srila Prabhupada. What was Srila Prabhupada's thought process on Varna and Ashrama? But I think we'll stop here. If any question, comment from participant devotees here. Yes, yes, bro.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that service is the basis of advancement in spiritual life. So how to get that? Because in my case, we get the allotted service, and the mood is to complete that, and if any further adult service comes, then it's not very easy. And even in the allotted service, the mood is not devotional. It's like you pay.
Just to complete the task, and then once you are done, oh Krishna, thank you, it's done that service. So the question is that how to get the mood of service.
And if the adult service comes apart from the allotted service, then it is not very pleasing.
Very not pleasing. I am good only in this service. These those devotees who are allotting service, they don't understand that I am very good. They should give only this service. Or for example, once Madhur Gaurang Prabhu was giving class here, he said, today's Kali Yuga, we are actually contaminated people. We are not a very good disciple. So what we go to the spiritual master. So I want something to be just given a stamp by spiritual master. Then I go that, okay, this is what I want to do. Spiritual master says, no, you should not do that. No, but actually this is very good. So that's, I want approval what I want to be done. So and that approval to become from spiritual master. So this is the tendency of Kali Yuga. So the base thing Srila Prabhupada says that how do we get the mood? All how questions are answered by the association. Those devotees, you see that there are some devotees who are very naturally inclined to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission, to serve spiritual master's mission, and of course Srila Prabhupada's mission and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So when somebody is, when we associate with such a devotees, why we actually associate with the devotees? Because we saw one of the advantages, our thought process actually gets changes, our belief actually gets shattered, and then even if we are actually fallen in the association of the devotees will actually help us to rise above that. And that is where the second advantage is, that when we are associated with the devotees, and not only that, they gives us strength to overcome the challenging situation. So when we practice Krishna consciousness in the association of the devotees who have that tendency of to please Krishna, and then actually we come to the things. The second thing is that when we read this purport, and when we read Srila Prabhupada purports and Srila Prabhupada books, that actually help us to every time to change our consciousness. Like sometimes our consciousness pointing to that, but we change that, again come to these things. So we changes, again we come back to this origin. So we need a regular calibration in our goal. You've been this Krishna consciousness, and this is an example that we have been seeing our example, many other things. Initially Krishna consciousness, zoom, everything is fantastic. Every devotee is a pure devotee. Every devotee is a wonderful devotee, and after sometimes when you come in contact with the devotees and with that zoom glass, you will see that, oh, I thought he's a pure devotee, but he has so many faults, and then many things will happen, and then you become stagnant, and then that's the biggest challenge that one come into that. So for that purpose, we definitely need to recalibrate our goal all the time and keep this goal in mind, 1.2.13, that why. So what happened? So when we do the things actually for the over the period of times, the spirit is missed and we do only rituals. So we need to pause the button, refresh button, and ask ourselves what we are, why we are doing what we are doing. Why I'm getting up early in the morning, why I'm chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, why I'm engaging in the service of Krishna. So that refresh button will help us to recalibrate our goal again and again. And this is a natural tendency in the Kali Yuga that happens. We come back to that, and then it becomes naturally. Then we are doing the deity worship, but our mind is somewhere else. We are reading, but our mind is somewhere else. We are chanting, but our mind is somewhere else. So this all things will happen when we are not recalibrating our goal. This is very important, because when we come in Krishna consciousness, we came with the purpose. There was one time when we have decided that my life is dedicated for the Srila Prabhupada mission. Right? That is why we are here. But over the period, that is actually gone somewhere else, and then we take some other purpose. Then we need to say that my life changed since when I attended one class. Since when actually I had one class, my life got changed. And after that, you recalibrate yourself and come back to that original goal, that why you are here. And of course, reading Srila Prabhupada books will help associating with the devotees. And when somebody gives some ad hoc things, of course, naturally we may not be things, but we also need to see sometimes that by following the instructions given by a spiritual master or some authority, there is a potency and there is a purification. I may not like that service, I may not be excelling that service, but for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. When we keep Srila Prabhupada in the picture, when we keep Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the picture, and when we keep spiritual master in our in our picture, definitely our consciousness is actually elevated. The same activity, if is given by some other devotee, what if Srila Prabhupada is giving me this activity, Srila Prabhupada is assigning the service, what would be our response? If Srila Prabhupada comes and, Prabhu, you do this ad hoc activity, what will you do? You'll be jumping, right? You'll be jumping, oh my God, Srila Prabhupada is giving, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving, or spiritual master is giving. So that time definitely will not be thinking that, oh, this is ad hoc service and this was not assigned to me. Why they did not plan? Why the Charu Prabhu did not plan on the time? You should have told me well in advance and blah, 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 all those things. But you think that there is some higher purpose. Also think there could be some challenges when devotee is absent or is not feeling well. So there will be always some material thing. There is always some challenges. So you can feel in the position thinking that this is opportunity for me for the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Does that help, bro? Yes, bro.
You were saying what spontaneous varnashram. What does it? Can you really explain?
The spontaneous varnashram, like I gave example, if you are in a office, when you in office, that we already have a division of the society. It is already spontaneously divided, not based on the according to the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, but maybe admin class, HR class, think tank or developer and all things. It's already division there. So the division must be there in the society in the some different name and form, and the name and form that is derived in the Kali Yuga could be the spontaneous varnashram.
And the goal is to earn money.
Obviously, so that is where that they are perverted and not having that, and then there is no harmony in the society, and everybody has one goal, how to earn money, and then there is always a fight because you cannot have a harm. It's like when you have multiple stones putting into the lake, there are different circles, and that circles will actually hit each other. But when all the stones together keep in one center, which is to Haritoshanam, which actually we work together harmoniously and satisfying ourselves and pleasing to Srila Prabhupada.
And about Putana also, like one more question. About Putana, like she was not doing Uttama Bhakti. How Krishna gave her, like we understand Krishna's mercy is unlimited, but like there is some qualification of.
We were here when we are doing the Bhakti Vaibhavam, when Lord Krishna kills, and Prabhupada gives in the purport that when Krishna kills those people on the battlefield in front of Krishna, actually they attain the spiritual things, because it is the nature of Krishna. Krishna being absolute, whether he slap or he hug, both are actually same. So by being absolute in nature, and there is a star mark, it is only happens only with Lord Sri Krishna. And that is Prabhupada actually clarifies in the purport that it's only with Krishna. And many other avatar may kill and may not attain the spiritual world. But of course, Prabhupada also write that in the spiritual world, depend upon your love, attraction for the Krishna, you may get different. You may go to the Vaikuntha or you may attain the Brahma Jyoti, depend upon your attraction for that. But definitely you will go beyond the three modes of material nature. That is for sure.
But Krishna had so many demons.
They all are actually, definitely, because that is the nature of Krishna. Prabhupada writes very clearly, very specifically. Not only once, twice or thrice we see that purport in Srila Prabhupada in the third canto. Yes, bro. Gopal.
Is there any way to identify Varna and how important is it?
This is a good question, that how do I know what is my Varna and Ashrama? So in Kali Yuga, of course, there is by birth we are all Kshudra. That is why we are doing the job here. But even choosing what kind of job I should take, and there are four things we can actually keep in mind. The first thing, that whether I like that or not. I'm talking about the general things to check that. Whether I am good at doing that. The third thing is that whether I can get something out of that for living earning something for living or maintaining my family. And the fourth thing is that out of that, whether I'm serving society or doing something for the return to the society or doing some service to the society. So any activities that we choose, whether this is some major principle, the four guidelines which can help us, that whether I'm good at doing that, whether I like it or no. The third thing that whether I get some money or no, because as if somebody enters in Grahastha family, that definitely you need money. And today's Grahastha means that we know admission fees and all those things. Even if you go to the LKG and UKG, minimum 1+. So just for those who do not know the numbers, 1+. And if you have two kids, then be ready for minimum some X amount. So you need money. So that job should, and one devotee who just entered, if you have two sons, and then you really need minimum 3 lakhs rupees to have that. So definitely, if you are doing some activity, we should earn money. And of course, there was a example given. And fourth thing is that, am I serving society or am I serving Krishna? So these 4 things should be there while choosing that what activity I should do. So what was the second question, bro?
How important is it to identify money? So if somebody is not able to get that, is it
Very how important that it is very important for individual, and it is very important for society as well. Why it is important for individual? Because we give example that if you are kshatriya and if you engage into the teacher's job, you will not be naturally satisfied. It will be chaos, you will be frustrated. But if you are a brahmana and if you are doing the teaching job, so that is naturally suited to you. So when we are naturally inclined to one particular activity, when you do that, it is very satisfying to you. And not only that, you will able to contribute to the society in a much better way and a bigger way. And third thing is that when there is no varna and ashrama, then there is no harmony in the society, because there is no common goal. And as long as there is no common goal, then we have disharmony and discord in the society, and then the whole society is going in a different direction. Every individual is actually going into one individual direction, and when there is no common goal, no common direction, the society is directionless and it has no common purpose. At the end, we will be frustrated. At the end, there is a scarcity of the even the basic necessity like water, because the mother earth is withdrawing all those things, because we are not doing this activity what we are supposed to do. So today we are having 5G, but we do not have water to drink or to take a bath on the Ekadasi day. We can understand that the situation of the society, how it can actually degrade when there is no proper varna and ashrama to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the society is directionless. Everybody, there is a chaos, and we do not know what to do and how to do. Yes, Prabhu, does that help? Okay, I think we'll end here. And Pujari is also ready for Aarti. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.